오, 오, 나이스. 음, 이렇게 해놓으면 되나? 이 화면은 조금 줄이고. So, um, today I first started my web development 101 study. So, Rosemary said, this will be many times throughout the Odin project that you will get struck on a concept or a programming problem and may find yourself questioning about the ability to learning program. Remind yourself that you may not get it yet, but that with persistence and grit, the learning process. Check out these resources. Believe you can get better. Great. You can learn anything. What's this? You can learn anything. Khan Academy. Yeah, this is so popular programming course study website that I also sometimes join there to having a time with the 소리가 들리는 건가? 안 들리나? 라이브 관주실로 이동. 스트리밍 지금 되고 있는 것 같고, 코딩 소프트웨어 실시간 스트리밍 시작하기. 이미 여기서 대시보드 동영상 이게 되는 건가? 체크를 해봐야지. 잠시만. 여기서 뜨고 있으니까 이거는 좀 빼야 되겠네. 여기서 이쪽에서 검사를 하는 거지. 프로그래머. 안 되고 있는 것 같은데? 다시 여기서 살펴보면 유튜브, 우리 유튜브에는 내 채널 실시간 스트리밍 중. 오예. 여기 하면 실시간 스트리밍 중. 이 소리가 여기로 들리는 건가? 여기 하면 지금 되고 있구나. 실시간 스트리밍 되고 있는 거였어. 난감하네. 자, 이런 건 닫고. So go back to my study. I'm currently using the web development 101 lesson, and let's go ahead. The learning process. In short, understand it, practice it, and then finally teach it. What to do when you're stuck? You will inevitably get stuck at some point in the current curriculum, perhaps due to the concept that you are having difficulty understanding, or perhaps due to something not working correctly in a project. Whatever it is, use the following tool to get unstuck. Google it, take a break, ask help in our chat. Okay, whatever. Managing your study time, you will have more success within by putting consistent time into it rather than working on it once a week. Build a habit of studying every day at a specific time and with a specific goal, with all ensure that you make consistent progress. So what I decided is here I'm gonna stream my study here around 3 hours per day, because since I started 11 tonight, so I'm gonna study until 2 p.m. if it is possible. Pitfalls to avoid. I'm not sure about this. Oh, there's one link. What? Procrastination will be your biggest enemy. Procrastination will be your biggest enemy when trying to make progress. Solution: the Pomodoro technique. A message to our time management method developed by Francesco Pomodoro. Technique use a timer to break down work into intervals. Yes, that's what I like. So because I found it, I'm gonna install the Pomodoro um, maybe I can find some app from the App Store. Call it Pomodoro. Focus to do Pomodoro timer. Install whatever it is. I can just try it. So just like this, the Pomodoro timer is to manage your time using some timely manner. So I'm gonna 25 minutes is good. So work 25 minutes after start the timing, please. Yes, I'm gonna focus on the time until this 25 minutes passed. So go here, solution, technique, and for 25 minutes and work task until timer goes off. You get distracted or interrupted during the 25 minutes. Start the 25 of work over again. Once you are successfully forced the 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break. 5-minute break is not a good time, but yeah, keep track of the 5 minutes. So when you break it is over, repeat the 25 minutes of work and break after you complete the 4 minutes. Blocks of work take a long. Wait a second. 4 to 5 minutes, which is so it's around 2 hours. Yeah. After the 2 hours, take a longer minute break. The Pomodoro technique is great for avoiding procrastination as it focuses you to work without distraction since the work time only lasts 25 minutes before taking a break. It's not overwhelming, making it harder to rationalize procrastination. So the best way for me to do would be maybe having around the 4 hours of study time, including this one and then the English stuff, because I'm also practicing the preparing the permanent residency, so I need to have update my English level. So that's the two goals for me. So yeah, not taking breaks. As you get into material, 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 you may feel compelled to continuously study for long periods of time. It might seem like you are getting more work done at first, but this often leads to burnout, which consequently results in the lower productivity. It may seem counterintuitive, but you will actually get more done if you regularly step back to recharge your brain and body. Um, Studies show that performance increases after breaks of all durations, from extended vacations and down to micro breaks of 30 seconds. John Trugato, associate professor at the University of Toronto, says that mental concentration is similar to a muscle. Our focus becomes fatigued after sustained use and needs a rest period to recover, just like a bodybuilder resting between sets and at the gym. Use the previously mentioned Pomodoro technique to time how often and how long to take your well-deserved breaks. Feel free to play around and experiment with the different frequencies and durations of the break. Listen to music, journal, doodle, meditation, play a quick game, go for a short walk outside. Go for a short walk outside. That's great. Digital distraction. Digital distraction. Email and Facebook notifications are and time wasting websites such as social media. This is beautiful, tempting, and tempting. I'm not sure what type of blocker is it mentioning at the moment to your internet to limit your time on distracting sites. I'm not sure how I can manage to block the distracting sites. Distraction environment or people talk there. The main reason why I'm picking the 11 to 2 p.m. And 2 a.m. time is because my kids will go to sleep and it's just a fully just a separated time from my environment. Solution: find out rabbit holes. Because we cover so much material on the Odin project and link so many high quality courses and tools, it is easy for students to get pulled into rabbit holes by spending time trying to learn all there is to know about a subject that they aren't ready for or won't benefit them much. We have put a lot of effort into structuring the curriculum so that all of the important things that you need to know about the web development are covered exactly when you need to know them. So, so just keep focus on this website curriculum instead of just finding out something else, which is not very optimistic. Stick to the path laid out as much as possible. Try to limit time spent go down rabbit holes as these side tracks can really ruin your momentum. Okay, comparing yourself to others. Students often compare themselves to others who are farther along in their coding journey or have more experience. This is recipe for depression and frustration. Yes, please do not compare yourself from something else. Nice. Complete. Next lesson. Wait a second. The audio project, my course. Oh, I did it. I did it. So now, agree and gearing up. Join Odin community. So now I'm here. Introduction. Working and collaborating with our people is an important part of working as a web developer. we are the Odin Project encourage you to participate in our online chat community and forum where we can all grow together and help each other learn web development while you are at it. You can check out our Facebook page and then follow us on Twitter, Instagram. So let's follow the Instagram page. Let's follow. Just don't pay too much attention to just Instagram. Watch why a community is awesome for you. Learn web development will be a long and arduous. So since I found a new word, I'm gonna put my word list here. Oh geez, wait a second. Do I have a word list open? Oh, here. Here. Wait a second. Not this one. Here. Arduous. So just add this word. I will find that word next time. Arduous journey, but you can make it the marathon a lot more fun by pairing up with others. Connecting with fellow learners is a great way to bounce ideas off each other and motivate one another to keep going. Furthermore, helping others that are a few steps behind you is a great way to deepen your own understanding and make your learning stick. Slug. Slogging through the desert of despair, where your code it doesn't work or even make sense to you anymore. You can find an oasis of knowledge and encouragement in our community. Veterans at the Odin Project love to help fill in knowledge gaps and insights and perspectives on how to improve your code. We've all been there before. But that project you struggled so hard to figure out and that you were so proud of finishing throughout the community, you will get to share your work and progress with those who fully appreciate how much hard work went into it. Why a community is awesome for Odin, we are working hard to update existing lessons and produce new content. So we would love to hear your feedback on the lessons and projects we have to. We hope you find the lessons fun, engaging, and informative, and find the project challenging but achievable. So please let us know your thoughts before you asking for help. Asking for help if you can. Formatting your questions, okay. Asking your questions in a readable format helps everyone debug them better. Here are some ways to go about that. If you are having trouble on the command line, make sure to include both your input and the error message you are getting. In the chat rooms and the forums, code can be displayed differently from normal sentences by using backticks. So I'm gonna just copy it here and then put it Let's make Odin project. First, cd Control N, or Odin, wait a second, Odin project, Control DIN, yes, Odin project. Oh, this is the word name, so not underscore, Odin project dot, good, Odin project dot text, no text, I prefer go, go, yes, yeah. So if I close this one, okay, wait a second, so yes, the file is here. I don't need this. Wait a second, what is this? What? Expected package. Oh. 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 I think the Go language has been just used for, so I just accept it and quit that page. Why it shows this line? Unexpected. I'm not sure. Maybe because the name is Go. So just for now, I hate having that as a Go file. I know txt file because the indentation. So I'm gonna change this one to py. Yes. Okay, that's better. Because I installed the Go programming plugin into Vim. That is why it just showed up, which I don't like. But anyway, so I'm gonna keep those informations, whatever it is. If it is connected to the Odin, I'm gonna put that information to there. I need to check the time. Still 7 minutes left to make sure. Let's the speaker on. Put the speaker on, and then formula for multiple lines of code. Dot dot dot. Dot dot dot. Code code code. Dot dot dot. Back tickets on a separate line above your code. Okay. Dot dot dot. In this code, you can also use code highlighting to add color to your code by specifying the language. So JavaScript, your colorful code, dot 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 JavaScript dot 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 something something something. So chat features. Have fun with the G5. G5 is type G5 hi to say hi to everyone to help. Wait a second, what I am missing now? Asking for help. To where? So I was just pass through this part before asking for help as more of the project and designed to push you to your limit. Please remember that is always a community to return to. You don't need to know how to solve every problem straight away. Um, General idea of where you are going. This becomes really important when asking your questions because sometimes the problem is your approach and not your code. If you are feeling stuck, it is a good time to pause and take a breather. Break the problem down into little pieces and then decide what is really holding you back. We call this technique rubber duck debugging. Break the problem down into little pieces and rubber duck debugging. You should also do a Google search to find the relative information for your problem. Read about how to use Google to solve your programming questions. You can also look back asking for help. So you sent someone to solve the problem. Don't ask to ask. Wait a second. Don't ask to ask. Just ask. Every now and then in online chat room I have been around in someone pops in and say something in any Java expert round. This is a bad form for several reasons. Mhm. Okay, good, good. Mm. Remember to include the context. Na 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 na. Oh, let's not distract it. When asking your question, please remember to include the context. What do you think this problem? What exactly do you want to happen? What is actually happening? How did you get there? What happened to try it so far? Mm-hmm. So if I just think without having this information, shall I can I go meet there? So first of all, when I got a problem, I need to explain the background, um, and then so the symptom is here, and the background is here, and then I think this is the problem. Those three. So what exactly do you want to oh, the expectation, what is actually happening. So what is actually happening? How did you get there? How did you get there? That's the background. What do you think the problem is? Okay, so that's the symptom. How did you get there? What had you tried so far? Oh, what had you tried so far? So symptom, background, and expectation, and the the tries that you've done, and the expectation. No, the expected problem. Yes. If you can't point out the problem, you can share a screenshot. This is especially useful for showing the output of commands in the command line in Discord. sequence doesn't matter for now. Drag and drop your what is the leaflet? I'm not sure. So leaflet, I'm gonna check this page later on, but stay focused on this page at the moment. If the puzzle still can't be solved, so that other can come through and dog. Okay, let's start. Let's get some break time. 5 minutes. It's so good. It's a good. I like it. 자, 지금 잠깐 뭐 동영상 보면 실시간으로 요거 올라가고 있고요. 내가 웹사이트에서도 페이지들을 볼 수 있는 것 같고 유튜브에 올라가서 뭐 여러 가지 비슷한 이런 항목들이 있는 것 같은데 이거를 그대로 치면 내 스트리밍이 뜨나? 안 떠. 왜 그럴까? Whatever. 자, 일단 3분 동안 잠깐 쉬는 시간 가지면서 편하게 머리 식히고 다시 돌아오도록 하겠습니다. 아, 좋아. 아우. 오, 벌써 브레이크 끝났어? 되게 빠르네. 오케이. 자, 일단 야, 확실히 쉬고 있는 5분은 엄청 빨리 갑니다. But anyway, so restart it again. Formatting your questions and ask your questions like this. To where? Can I use this form anywhere? Discord search function. Maybe this ripple that it. I'm not sure, but anyway, so I can use this kind of hi to say hi to everyone chat feature. Where can I chat? Assignment, introduction, assignment. Okay, first create a free GitHub account. As you will discover, Git is an integral part of the development workflow. Use your GitHub account to sign up for the top forum. Because I already have the GitHub account, top forum, login with the GitHub. Yep. Authorize the Odin project. Name Sean. Create a new account. Create new account. Okay. Wait a second. Didn't I? Yes. Greeting. So wait a second. Have I logged in here using my anyway, so I have this page and this page. So art, Windows, this page. So anyway, I logged in with this. Okay. HKYB people can mention occasion, profession, the profile picture. Let's change the picture. Upload the picture. What should be good? Oh, right. I don't know where I put my the page program, but for now I cannot. I don't know how to download my account information. Yes. Can I download it. I don't know how can I handle that photo to my picture. Let me check if I can find it from Google. I don't wanna spend time for let's not change the photo at the moment. Maybe I can do it in my free time. But anyway, for join the Odin project, jump in and introduce yourself in the introduction category. Introduction. Introduction. Where is it? All categories. Introduction category. Allow me to introduce myself. Users. New topic. Type title. Colleague. LLEGUE, I guess. Hello, colleagues. Hello. Folks, I am Jean, and I am trying to start from the scratch into the from scratch. I have a background of programming, but I background in programming, but I found I was swimming in the small well. 우물도 well 맞네요. small well. So my to to get through the all course of Odin and be competent D-E-N-T, confident to myself. Create topic. Folks, I'm Jean. I am trying to restart my career from scratch. I have a little bit of a background in programming, but I recently found that I was swimming in the small well. My plan is to get through all course of Odin project and be confident to myself. Glad to see you guys. But I live in USA now. Okay. What made you introduce category? Tell us your story. Where are you from? Okay. Wait a second. Better fix a little bit of wait a second. How can I go back to my new to coding? Introduce myself. Okay. Introduction. How do you looking for the partner due to allow me to latest hello colleagues, folks, I'm Jean. Half of developer and half of QA. Where are you from? What made you? because I have a little bit of a background in programming, but I recently found it. I was swimming in a small well. We also have a forum category for asking for help, working on Odin, and hanging out. Finally, sign in. Yep. Finally, sign into our Discord server. Discord server. Odin project. Discord server. Pop in and say hello. Email is already registered. Member list. Help. The Odin project. Welcome. Wait a second, why my name is user setting B save. Registered. Delete account. Delete account. Immediately log you out of the account and will. What is happening? A new way to chat with your communities and friends. Download for Windows. Keep Odin Discord. That's great. Updated failed. Checking, downloading, updates, updating. Kick off the multi-core widening. Wow, that's beautiful. Wow, that's more beautiful. Okay. Email is already registered. I'm not a robot. Crosswalk. If there are none, click skip. Next. Traffic light. Password does not match. Forget your password? Yes. We sent introduction to change your password to here. Please check both your inbox and spam folder. Okay. Let's go to the page and then not Google security. Wait a second. Update Discord. Yes, here. Hey. What? What? All of a sudden, I found that somebody is using my email. Fucking. But I believe he just used my, so I can change it to English. And then open the Discord, login, and how come so open Discord, so in here cannot just finish this at the moment. Okay, there is no way. Let's have a break time. Let's do the two-factor auth next time. But just change my name, Sean Ko. Save. Okay. Hope that there's no any further disruption out of my account. So exit. Well, it's automatically changed, so I don't need to open the web service format anymore. While I have opened this one, I need to close things here. Okay, so this one again is to go here and finally sign up to the Discord. Pop in and say hello. We are always happy to welcome new community members. Join a server. Enter invite. Here. Welcome. 좀 쉬어야지. 안 쉬면 안 되지. 어허. Okay, for a short break, I'm gonna show you again. There was one issue in my video clip that doesn't show this problem. I didn't finish this problem. So after 2 times, while it is mixed for those 3 pieces, still this one has been matched. So I'm gonna do this a couple of more times. Yes. Okay, so it is matched. Nice. Only 15 seconds left. Okay, put it back to normal size. Okay, it is restarted again. So, welcome to the Odin project. Please read rule. Rule. Shall I just turn on with my Discord solution? Wait a second. Wait a second. Yes. I join it here. Welcome to the Odin project. Please read the rule and if after some time you do not get access to the rest of the rooms, please let us know in the welcome room and we'll help you out. Do not suggest sudo lightly. It is not usually a proper solution. Politics are highly discouraged in this chat room. It can be very off-putting to see political chat when you are just trying to get some help with your CSS. Odin project. In 3 minutes you will be given access to the rest of our channel, so please take this time to your question directly and don't post across multiple channels. Across multiple channels or ask people for programming help in DMs. Be polite. Inappropriate conduct or harassment towards chat participants will not be tolerated. No harassment or discrimination. Recite remarks, sexually or orientated remarks, and religious persecutions will not be tolerated. Any such remarks will result in an immediate ban. Do not post or discuss NSW, NSFW, NSFL, or illegal content. This includes nicknames. Do not post or discuss piracy content. Do not post or discuss no trolling. Do not post someone's personal information. No cross-posting. Ask good questions. Use external services for code sharing. Share a working example of your problem when asking for help. Okay, for sure. So, I mean, is that all? um, wow, really lots of people gathered here for something. What if I open the Discord here? Yes, now I got it. Uh, Stream mode is enabled. Stay safe and friendly. So now I can see my Odin project in my open program, so I don't need to connect to. We have a chat room for every development topic covered by Odin and beyond. Log into the chat and start exploring. Complete. Next lesson. So, wow. Here. How's the web work? How does the web work? Introduction. Before you can understand how to program the web, the more rigorous understanding. Rigorous. Copy, paste, come back. Rigorous understanding of the web itself than you likely have now. These concepts provide a more holistic understanding of the ecosystem in which you will be working and will enable you to talk intelligently with other developers about your work. Learning outcomes. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to do the following. Describe what the internet is. Describe what the internet is. The internet is a worldwide network of linked computers. Each of those computers can communicate with each other in a specific format. Describe what packets are and how they are used to transfer data. Packets are the information of the internet. Packets are sent from the sender to the receiver in a specific format that contains all the information needed to communicate. Understand the difference between the web page, web server, web browser, and search engine. Yes, a web page is the page you look at your browser, of course. A web server is the computer that has the code for how the web page should look at and act. So web server is in a specific location, located in a specific area, and then it is connected to through the internet, and the client peer or how to say the receiver or computer just connected through that web server to get the information and then ask the information. Web browser is a program on a computer that display web pages. A search engine is a web server that searches all other web servers for information. A user can then pull up the web page on their web browser and search for the site. What a client is? A client is a computer on the internet device that requests information from the server. What a server is? A server is a computer that receives requests from the client and responds with the appropriate data. Appropriate data. It doesn't need to be appropriate data, but explain what DNS servers are. DNS servers are the phone book of the internet. the translate domain names into IP address. So in DNS server, there are a whole of the lists. So whenever for example, if I'm asking the Google .ca, then it has its map that google.ca, its IP for this area is this one, this one, this one, this one. So for the customer to have that information through that mapping system. Assignment: watch the BBC short for an overview of how to internet works. Let's see. Wait a second. Is it okay for...
Hello, Miss Pigeon.
Should we?
You probably use the internet to coo to your pigeon friends on Twitter. But have you ever wondered how it really works? If every bird's nest was a computer, then the internet would be like connecting every bird's nest together so they could all talk to each other. In computing speak, that's called a network. But it's not enough just to connect the nests together. The birds have to agree how they'll use the connections too, including how a message will be addressed and how it will get passed on. On the internet, these rules are called protocols. But what if you want to send something that's too big? You would need to break it up into small pieces to get it there. The internet works in exactly the same way, but these small pieces are called packets. Each packet includes instructions about how it fits together and details about where it came from and where it is going. Each computer on the internet has a unique numeric address called an IP address. And these can be looked up automatically using a domain name server, which is like a giant address book. When we have an address, the packets get guided through the internet by routers, which pass them along like a baton in a relay race. When the delivery arrives, the instructions explain how to put all the packets back together. Perfect. Oh, why do I bother? She hasn't heard. She's just a bird.
Dang it. How does the internet work? You know what? I'm an actually the network guy, so I don't think there is any information that I need to take. But let's see. Which one does? Yeah, I know. Watching how the internet works in 5 minutes.
This is the internet. The internet is a wire, actually buried in the ground. It might be fiber optics, copper, or occasionally beamed to satellites or through cell phone networks, but the internet is simply a wire. The internet is useful because two computers connected directly to this wire can communicate. A server is a special computer connected directly to the internet, and web pages are files on that server's hard drive. Every server has a unique Internet Protocol address, or IP address. Just like a postal address, IP addresses help computers find each other. But since 72.14.205.100 it doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, we also give them names like Google.com, Facebook.com, or SecurityCatalyst.com. So this is how it works. Your computer at home is not a server, because it's not connected directly to the internet. Computers you and I use every day are called clients, because they're connected indirectly to the internet through an internet service provider. Here, we'll pretend that this is my home laptop, and I'm using DSL. Now let's pretend that I want to visit AOL.com, which is coincidentally both a server and an ISP. I hop onto my laptop with DSL, go through my ISP, onto the internet, and look at AOL.com. My computer connects with AOL.com, and I can look at its web pages. Now, let's say that I want to send an email to Aunt Ruth. Aunt Ruth has AOL dial-up from home, and I've got a Gmail account. I log on to gmail.com and compose a message to Aunt Ruth's email address, auntruth@aol.com. Once I click send, gmail.com sends the email to aol.com. The next day, Aunt Ruth dials into AOL servers and retrieves the email. Whenever an email, picture, or web page travels across the internet, computers break the information into smaller pieces called packets. When information reaches its destination, the packets are reassembled in their original order to make a picture, email, web page, or tweet. Okay, so imagine you're at work sitting next to your boss, and you're both surfing online. Your boss is doing market research, and you're updating your Facebook profile. You're both sending packets back and forth over the internet. But what's to keep your packets from accidentally ending up on your boss's screen? That could be embarrassing. The solution to that problem is IP addresses and routers. Everything connected directly or indirectly to the internet has an IP address. Everything. That includes your computer, servers, cell phones, and all of the equipment in between. Anywhere two or more parts of the internet intersect, there's a piece of equipment called a router. Routers direct your packets around the internet, helping each packet get one step closer to its destination. Every time you visit a website, upwards of 10 to 15 routers may help your packets find their way to and from your computer. Imagine each packet as a piece of candy wrapped in several layers. The first layer is your computer's IP address. Your computer sends the packet to the first router, which adds its own IP address. Each time the packet reaches a new router, another layer is added until it reaches the server. Then, when the server sends back information, it creates packets with an identical wrapping. As the packet makes its way over the internet back to your computer, each router unwraps a layer to discover where to send the packet next until it reaches your computer and not your boss's. And that's how the internet works, in 5 minutes or less. And you're now easily in the top 10% of people who understand the basics of the internet. If you found this video helpful, check out securitycatalyst.com for all kinds of ideas on how to protect your information. I'm Aaron Titus.
Document which can be displayed in a web browser such as Firefox. So usually HTML or it's just written down as a HTML format is the web page. Website, a collection of web pages which are grouped together and usually connected together in various ways, often called a website or simply a site. A computer that hosts the website on the internet. Search engine, a web service that helps you wait a second. Okay, search engine, a web service that helps you to find other web pages such as Google, Bing, Yahoo, or DuckDuckGo. Such engines are normally accessed through a web browser. You can perform search engine searches directly in the address bar of Firefox. Still left.
The most important program on your computer is your web browser, and yet most people aren't sure which web browser they're using or what a web browser even is. Let me try to explain by first telling you what a web browser is not. A web browser is different from Windows or Mac, which are systems that allow you to manage files and programs. And it's different from a search engine, which is a website that is used to search the internet. Instead, a web browser is a program on your computer that allows you to visit websites. You get to your web browser by clicking on its icon. From there, you enter web addresses, and the web browser displays the web pages for you. The web browser is the most important piece of software on your computer because every web page runs through it. So a faster web browser means that you'll save time on every web page you open. Installing a new web browser is free and only takes minutes. So take a moment to choose a web browser that you like best today.
Mm,
Google provides services of a wide range of devices, from desktop computers to
client and server. Internet might look like this. Transport mechanisms that let you place an order, go to the shop, and buy your goods. In our example, this is like a car or bike. Curious example. DNS. Use it to order your goods. Component files. A website is made up of many different files, which are like the different parts of the goods you buy from the shop. These files comes into two main types: code files and sets. Websites are built primarily from HTML, CSS, and JavaScript through. You will meet other technologies a bit later. That this is a collective name for all the other stuff that makes up a website. What happens exactly? Okay. DNS request work. Okay. As we always saw, when you want to display a web page in your browser, it's easier to type a domain name than an IP address. So let's take a look at the process. Your browser asks your computer if it already recognizes the IP address identified by the domain name using a local DNS cache. If if it does, the name is translated, and if it does, the name is translated to the IP address. Yeah! Break time! Okay, let's drink some water. It is a really good time to remind the stuff. So even though these are the basic things, but still it is valuable. So I don't mind to repeat this study again and again. If you want to know which IP is behind it, it goes on to the ask a DNS server whose job is precisely to tell your computer which IP address matches each registered domain name. Now that the computer knows the requested IP address, your browser can negotiate contents with the web server. Okay, go back to work again. The video clip.
Okay, let's begin. The domain name system is indisputably one of the most important and overlooked parts. By association, the internet as a whole works. Unfortunately, many of these powerful individuals and others don't understand what exactly DNS is. This video is for them and for anyone else that wants to learn about DNS. We are going to go over the basics of what DNS is, how it works, and how if you use...
Wait a second.
Today, we are going to go over the basics of what DNS is, how it works, and how if you use the internet, it affects your life daily. Think you know what DNS is already? Stick around anyway, you might learn something. Here at DNS Made Easy, we love DNS. I could obviously spend hours going into each and every detail, but we're only explaining the basics here. If you ever decide to run for public office someday and want to make decisions on DNS, this'll help. Okay, let's begin. The domain name system is indisputably one of the most important and overlooked parts of the internet. Without DNS, the internet as we know it today would collapse, and we would all be licking stamps to pay our bills, driving to an actual store to purchase something, reading the newspaper to see what movies were showing, or buying little round pieces of plastic called CDs to get our music. How can we say that DNS is this important? We all know, or should know, that the computers that make up the internet are set up in large networks that communicate with each other via underground or underwater wires and are identified using strings of numbers known as IP addresses. Since the majority of us lack the mental capacity to sort through and retain hundreds of numerical series, DNS is used to translate an actual name into these numbers. But how does the domain name system work? In a web browser, let's say you enter the URL www.example.com as an example. When you type www.example.com into your address bar, you will actually be looking for www.example.com . Yes, there is a dot at the end of the domain name, one that you never see and one that you never type. When you type in www.google.com, you are actually going to the page www.google.com . Seriously, try it out. Oh wait. Okay, look, that's long enough. Anyway, that end dot represents the root of the internet's namespace.
The root.
Why is this so important? Because this is where it all begins. When you first search for www.example.com, your browser and your operating system will first determine if they know what the IP address is already. It could be configured on your computer, or it could be in memory, what the cool kids call cache. No, not cache as in cash money. The memory cache. C-A-C-H-E. Keep up, will ya? Anyway, so the browser asks the operating system, and they both don't know where www.example.com is. What happens next? The operating system is configured to ask a resolving name server for IP addresses it does not know. The resolving name server is the workhorse of the DNS lookup. It is either configured manually or automatically within your operating system. Your operating system asks, or queries, the resolving name server for www.example.com. The resolving name server may or may not have this in memory, or, cache. Yes, the C-A-C-H-E one, not that. Never mind. For the sake of this demonstration, it does not. The only thing that all resolving name servers should know is where to find the
root
name servers. Yes, that enigmatic dot that appears at the end of every domain name you type into that address bar. The root name servers will reply with,
I don't know, but I do know where to find the COM name servers. Try there.
The COM name servers are called the top-level domain name servers, or TLD name servers. The resolving name server then takes all of this information from the root name servers, puts it in its cache, and then goes directly to the COM TLD name servers. When the resolving name server queries www.example.com, the TLD name servers respond,
I don't know, but I do know where to find the example.com name servers. Try there.
This next set of name servers are the authoritative name servers. So how did the ComTLD name servers know which authoritative name servers to use? With the help of the domain's registrar. When a domain is purchased, the registrar is told which authoritative name servers that domain should use. They notify the organization responsible for the top-level domain, the registry, and tell them to update the TLD name servers. So, anyway, the resolving name server takes the response from the TLD name server, stores it in cache, and then queries the example.com name servers. At this point, the authoritative name server will say, "Hey, I know where that is! Tell your browser to go to the IP address 192.168.1.1. The resolving name server takes this information from the authoritative name server, puts it in cache, and gives a reply to the operating system. The operating system then gives this to the browser, and the browser then makes a connection to the IP address requesting a web page for www.example.com. Pretty cool, huh? While the process seems complex, and believe me, it is, this whole cycle takes less time than it takes you to blink an eye. DNS was designed to work extremely fast and efficiently. It is an integral part of the internet. Once you understand this, you can clearly see the many different facets and organizations that are responsible for a single DNS lookup. One lookup! There is a resolving name server, the root name server, the TLD name servers, and the authoritative name servers. If anyone were to dramatically change or filter any part of the DNS process, it could lead to disaster. This is why we believe the people with the power to pass legislation need to understand what's at stake before making decisions that could drastically affect how the internet works. If you want to learn more about DNS and see the DNS we believe and see the many different facets and organizations that are responsible for a single DNS lookup. One lookup! There is a resolving name server, the root name server, the
Where was the I don't remember the name. Odin project. Resolving name server, the root name server, TLD, and authoritative. Okay.
the TLD name servers, and the authoritative name servers. If anyone were to dramatically change or filter any part of the DNS process, name server, the root name server, the TLD name servers, and the authoritative name.
Authoritative. Is authoritative? There's no word like that. Let's find out through the Niva.com. Jesus. Authority is correct. Very authorized. Yes.
Name servers. If anyone were to dramatically change or filter any part of the DNS process, it could lead to disaster. This is why we believe the people with the power to pass legislation need to understand what's at stake before making decisions that could drastically affect how the internet works. If you want to learn more about DNS and see the DNS process in action firsthand, type www.dnsmadeeasy.com into your browser. Brought to you by DNS Made Easy, providing enterprise authoritative DNS for over 10 years. If DNS Made Easy isn't already managing your domain, contact us to see how we can lower your cost, increase your uptime, and increase your speeds.
function contains helpful links to other contents then required, so consider it supplemental material for if you want to dive deeper into something. You know what?
4.6 was in 8th place.
That's a free one, Avast. A lot of people use that. Yeah.
Yes, and that PC World said it was good and gave it a 77 rating. Trend Micro's PC Cylin took 9th place.
Really, below either of the free ones, Antivir and Avast. That's interesting.
Yep. And
wow.
it's $50, where World number 10. Good point.
McAfee fan. I thought that was interesting. That came in second, but
yeah,
it does a good job. It's just another one of those big programs. /securitynow.htm to this article so people can read the details.
Right.
Now, is it time?
Yep.
How the Internet Works, Chapter 1.
This is the beginning of a series we're going to do deliberately to lay a bunch of foundation. I mean, I'm going to try to really explain everything so that so that when we talk about specific issues relating to security, of course, I'll explain it while we go along in the context of security, since that's the whole point, not just to talk about bits for bits' own sake. But I want to lay down a foundation for, what these terms use that we've already, for the last 24 episodes, been using glibly, and most people understand them. But what I find is that when people write in, they even network directors for major IT companies, they say, yeah, I pretty much know generally what you guys are always talking about, but I always pick up something that had never occurred to me, or a little corner that I hadn't gone into before.
So a review of the basics is good for everybody.
Right. So the Internet. When I first heard, and this is in the early 80s, I think, is when it first really became apparent that people were talking about the Internet. You remember back then that we all had modems and they were dialing into the source, or CompuServe.
Genie. Yeah.
Exactly.
A little bit long to listen to. So let me see if I can find the project. So in my web page, go to the podcast. Wait a sec. What is podcast? Oh, here. If I can find out the Security Now. Is that the TWIT Security Now? This one. So let me listen to this podcast tonight before I'm sleeping, but I'm not gonna go furthermore at this time. So complete. Watch a packet journey. Well, there are too many things to know. But let's go. I just want to coding instead of watching the video clip all the time. Introduction. The first step for building any website is having the right tools. For us, that means setting up a development environment for writing good code. Installation operating system. In the following section, we'll go over the steps for setting up your environment. This section are the most important steps in the entire curriculum. In the next few lessons, we will walk through these installation steps together. Install operating system of your choice, installing a code editor, uh, creating an SSH secure shell, a personal password that will identify you to GitHub, Heroku, and many other sites you will be using. And developing a very basic Ruby or Rails application to make sure it all works. Now, this section you will be able to show off this app to your friend and family. It may seem like a lot of steps, but we will get through it as painlessly as possible together. If anything goes wrong, remember to ask these steps. Press the terminal output for the actual error. Google. Never be afraid to ask to help. OS options. Wow. Like my OS, just find the way it is. We are not asking you to get rid of what you are comfortable using. You've probably learned a lot of tips and tricks for your favorite OS and don't want to lose everything you have on your computer. However, most OSs are developed with non-technical folks in mind, so they hide or make it difficult to use many of the languages and frameworks we'll need to install. Having to work around these difficulties cause many new developers to give up before they've even started their journey to full stack. Nirvana. Oh, how come I never thought of it is a actual word. I thought it's a music band. Nirvana. You are booting a computer to work with the tools you will need will make it much easier to start programming, can help create a distraction-free environment and will look good on your resume. Take a deep breath and let's look at your options. Mac. If you are using Mac, you are in great shape. Most professional developers rely on Macs for their coding. By installing just a few programs, you will be up and running with your education in no time. Come on! Should I? That works well with all programming languages. Most development tools are written to work natively with Linux. Your tools will likely be updated more often, have more information available for troubleshooting, and just plain run better on Linux. One of the most popular and user-friendly versions available, or the lighter weight alternative Ubuntu. If you don't use Mac, we recommend that you use Linux, or Linux. It's that simple. You know what? I'm gonna virtual machine and dual boots. A virtual machine is an emulation of a computer that runs within your existing OS. It's like running a whole operating system inside of a program on your current operating system. For example, allows you to run a Linux operating system inside of a Windows computer. Virtual machines are as simple to install as any other and are risk-free. If you don't like a Linux, you can easily the virtual machine. So I here I need to choose one solution, whether I jump into the Linux or I set up the virtual machine to run the Linux. I can do dual booting, but if I do the dual booting, maybe I need to reset the whole the system working on my Windows machine. Or the Dropbox is the problem as well. It's really pain in the ass to use the virtual machine because it really reduce my memory. Also, for running the system, I need to use the try Mac. And all the settings I'm having now is the window. You know what? I need to jump. I need to have a new machine. So, so what I'm going to do is this. I don't really want to because I'm a newly start my career, so consider I know nothing about the existing programming knowledge. And so for example, I need to reinstall. I can reinstall the Dropbox stuff. It's easy. I can use my laptop to connect to the so first of all, okay, let's start from the scratch. To be honest, I don't mind using the Linux, and also I want to know how the Linux actually works, and then for the future, it's easier to approach through the Linux instead of using Windows. Windows is not a not a not a good choice for the developer. I know all my settings are set up in my system well, but I can still do work from the scratch, just learning the Ubuntu system one by one. That's possible. Easy in inserting a flash drive and then click a few buttons. The benefit of dual booting cannot be understated. Will allow Linux to access the full capabilities of your hardware, have a clean and distraction-free environment for coding, and learn the platform used by many senior developers and servers around the world. Okay, let's make a dual booting system. So gradually I can move to the Linux system while not using the Windows. There are a variety of online code sandboxes that can be quite handy when you are away from your main system. Online code sandboxes that can be quite handy when you are away from your main system. So these could be very nice to have. Complete. Is introduction. Bootable flash drive. I'm gonna bring the flash driver. Oh my God. I need to make a USB install driver, and I guess I already have them in my machine. Let me find first. Tools and yes, but the version, and there is a new version, so let's download the latest version, of course. Yes. And let's delete the previous version. Yeah. So Ubuntu is still downloading. Run the roughs 3.9 tuned. One minute, it takes 1 minute. So once I download it, I wonder if I'm going to go to flash drive, install Ubuntu, boot from flash drive, so the computer is on the flash drive, and then bootable device instead of the hard drive. For example, on that computer you will need to plug in your flash drive, or go to the computer, press Ubuntu. So if you'd like it to test the version of Ubuntu, the flash drive, click try me alongside the window and change the allocated disk space allowed for Ubuntu 30 gigabytes or more if you can. So my computer for now is not a supercomputer, but I guess it has enough space. So I'm only using around 100 for the Windows, and then I'm not a big fan of graphics or games or videos. So still I have around 500 gigabytes left in my machine, so there is no reason to avoid this one. So select Ubuntu, start. Right into image mode recommended. Okay. Wait a second. NTFS, of course. So while I'm waiting making the iOS file, I'm gonna try to solve this one more time. So because this one showed this way, it should be this way, this way, this way. Wait a second. This way and this way. Yes. So first match this one. Oh, but doesn't matter. Once I just mix stuff, everything goes wrong. Yeah, because I need to match the color. For example, like this. One orange. See, now I made it. The orange here is matched, so put in, and this one first of all. No way. This way. Yep. And for this, turn like this. Yeah, nice. Oh, gee. What's wrong? What's wrong? Wait a second. What did I do? I just messed up. Yep, I got these three, and so these four are wrong. So what I'm trying to follow. One more time. This one, these three are correct, but these two are incorrect. Yeah. And now these two are yeah, but again I got this wrong piece. Why is it just staying there? Is it working? 95.6. Let's wait. So I got this. Wait a second. So because I need to turn this way, I'm gonna use this permutation. Twice. Yes. What's wrong with you? Is it still working? Is there some issue? Let's wait just 1 minute more. 1 minute more. If it's not working, then I'm gonna restart the process just one more time. Maybe there is some issue with my memory stick. So I'm not 100% sure what is going on. It seems like it's stuck there. Oh yeah, it's going. Okay, so while finishing it, maybe I have no time to finish this before it finishes. So okay, ready. It's done. So install Ubuntu. I will come back to this page. Maybe I can install the Chrome in Ubuntu and then run the same pages like this even after installing Ubuntu. So
But the question, once I was cured, became how? I was 27 years old, with no job, no partner, no structure. And this time I didn't have treatment protocols or discharge instructions to help guide my way forward.
maybe I have to finish my streaming at the moment. I will come back tomorrow within the Ubuntu system if it is possible.